You're with RT, good to have your company. At the top of the hour, we'll have more on the unfolding South Ossetian conflict. But right now, the conflict has already claimed the lives of at least 2,000 people and left more than 30,000 displaced, and many of them with no idea what's happened to their families or what will happen next.
This is genocide of the Ossetian people. We know nothing about our relatives. There's no communication.
We decided to move out of Tin Valley when we saw the houses near us being bombed. We took a car and along the road out of the city we experienced continuous shelling. The city itself is ruined. There's no food or water. There are so many dead bodies lying in the streets. It reminds one of World War II.
Just how inhumane and cruel can one be to attack civilians using multi-rocket launch systems? They knew there were people there. It's unheard of. Even I know that it's prohibited. Men here were defending their homeland and their people at the cost of their lives.
All my relatives, my mother and two sisters remain in Tin Valley. My mother is not transportable due to age. First we heard from them they were alive, but now, 24 hours later, I have no report from them. I'm so worried. There is no water, nothing. How long can one last in the basement?
We walked by foot through the mountains. The water was up to our chests, and our young men carried us. It was unbearable, but we made it.
The planes are bombing us. I'm sitting here in the basement. Fire is raging above us. Let somebody come and help us. Where are the peacekeepers? I'm sitting here together with other people. My son has been killed. Why nobody comes to save us? We've got people sitting here.
My hand hurts a lot after I was shot, but I can't go to hospital because people are shooting outside. There were soldiers and tanks on the streets shooting all night long. I've been hiding 40 people in my bunker. I thought against the Nazis. I was not afraid then, but now I'm very afraid. I have never seen anything like that. We were not prepared.
We were in the children's camp when the shooting started. 65 children were among us. We left everything there and rushed away from the camp. Cars couldn't pick everybody up, that's why we had to run. While we were running, Georgian planes opened fire on us. Thankfully, we survived. 33 children were taken by their parents. Others are staying with us.
There is a village of Tsunari. There was a church of God's Mother, and the residents found shelter there and hoped the church wouldn't be hit. But the church was burned to the ground with all the people inside. There you go, great Georgian nation, Orthodox.
The Syrian capital is ablaze. Dead bodies are everywhere. The city is under constant fire. We were lucky to escape.
I'm now in Moscow. My niece called me. A woman managed to contact her from her basement. She doesn't know who to call for help. She remains trapped in shock in her basement with her dead son, aged 20. She does not know what to do, how to get out. She called and asked for help.
I came here at the start of things. We came into the area. We ran into some problems, and then they took us to the hospital, and I've been here since, and I don't know what's going on. After we got shot, then we spent 3 days in here. Two of a photographer and a journalist with us were killed.
My 64-year-old brother is disabled. He's there with his wife and 2 children. Yesterday night he texted me saying, "We are being bombed by aircraft and shells from multi-rocket launch system. Help us, help us." Another message in the evening was "Still alive," and that was it.
One boy, he saw an elderly woman running with 2 children, and a tank ran them over. What is this?
The contingent was on the move. I was in one of the front cars immediately after the armored personnel vehicle. While crossing an intersection, the shooting started from 3 sides. While we were defending our position, I was wounded.
Mikhail Saakashvili is a fascist and dictator. He massacres civilians. Every night for 4 days we have been hiding in basements. We can't take it anymore. I've left my husband. He didn't want to leave his house. I want to return, but to where? The shooting is bad. It is impossible to live there.
When cleaning out the debris in the house, fragments of cassette bombs were found. It's an illegal weapon which should never be used against civilians. And the Georgians' use of multiple launch rocket systems is also inhuman. It proves the genocide of the Ossetian people, which has gone on for a century, is continuing. It's beyond understanding how Saakashvili could have shot peacekeepers. Yesterday, a Georgian task force entered the city and burned one family alive in their house. A column of fleeing refugees was also attacked by Georgians. Evacuation is full of danger. You've got a 30% chance of surviving.
How can one do this to people? Every mother should remember her own children, her love for them. And our children, 18-year-old boys, are forced to stand there with weapons in their hands. Why? What have we done to deserve this? How we're supposed to cope with this catastrophe? Who should we appeal to?
Here's an unexploded bomb made in Georgia. They're bombing civilians.
2 women, a mother and daughter, were trying to escape and hide somewhere. They had no basement to hide in, so they were trying to find shelter. But they were killed right away. It's obvious the multi-rocket launch system was used. The heads and legs were torn from the bodies.
The war has been on for 4 or 5 days now. We are already tired. There are lots of bodies over there. Lots of people have been killed, mostly Ossetians, but also Georgians. They had American emblems on the forearms, and they were in black uniforms.
Are you scared?
Of course I am. My son is in Rostov, Russia. I am alone here.
We felt very scared when Georgians opened fire during the night. We went to the cellar and switched off the light. Then we were evacuated, but our relatives are still in Tskhinvali and I'm afraid to hear any information about them because I'm so worried. Ossetians are very peaceful and we can't live with war. I hope Georgians will come to their senses.
My relatives stayed there. No one knows if they're dead or alive. I can't even explain what's going on there. Killing, shooting, houses are gone, burned down. Who knows what will happen next?